come join. I am Beth Hanner and I'm live, and you guys know the drill. I'm getting things hooked up. I have all of the platforms across social media, and we are getting ready to get going. It's going to be a good day. Hi. As you hop on, be sure to say hello in the comments where you're tuning in from. Hi there. How's everybody doing today? I do see y'all coming in on the TikTok. Good to see everyone. I don't see anyone just yet popping up on the Book of Faces because I didn't have it up. I also am live. Hi from Nebraska. Hi. Good to see everyone. What is going on? How are you guys doing today on this wonderful Monday? Hopefully everybody's doing great. Lots of good stuff. You love the pink and purple vibes today? Well, isn't it fun? Yeah, today we got something actually extra special. Gotta spit it out. Extra special up my sleeve. Lots of fun stuff. All right, hold tight just a second. Okie dokie. Hi from Michigan. Hi. As you guys are tuning in, let me know in the comments what you're up to today, what you're doing on this fabulous Monday, all the stuff.
We need Facebook to
wake up. Is it not?
It's Monday morning. Up? She's not wanting to participate. Give her just a second.
Let's see here. Maybe it's, I don't know what's going on with that. Do I have it enabled in there on the, it could be user error?
No. I'm going to go here.
Okay. See if it's, okay. Not sure. We're getting Facebook hooked up, and we're going to get started here in just a little bit. Hi from New Mexico. As you are working, go into, go see if Rachel is.
It's the internet on here.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's not us. You're
not. It's not me. Okay. We're getting things going. No, it's okay. Miss Kim. Big positive thoughts to you for sure. Hi from Utah. Good to see you. Looks like we are on the pinkzebrahome.com, so that's exciting. So what we're doing is, I think I kind of alluded to this, hi Julie, last Thursday, maybe last Friday, and let everybody know that we were going to, can I flip the screen? Of course I can. Hold tight just a second. Let's see here, mirror your video. Hold on. There we go. I let everybody know that we were going to be talking about lavender this week. So I've got something extra special. Hi Lisa, up my sleeve for you everybody today. I'm gonna introduce our new fragrance family. So basically we have a focus going forward for some of these lives. We're gonna do a lot of educational stuff, and I'm really excited about it. I love lavender too, and so as you guys, thank you. So it is hooked up, so we are live on it.
That's strange. We're good. It's our giant iPad.
Definitely, no worries. So as you guys are hopping on and we're getting ready to talk about it, maybe put some of your memories of lavender, or what you know about lavender, in the comments, and that is what we are going to talk about today. So I'm going to go ahead and I want you to keep in mind that this wouldn't be a good live it's going to be a good live, but it wouldn't be a normal live if I didn't have a little bit of mixing. So we are going to do a little bit of mixing and such today. So if you are just tuning in, that's what we're going to do after a while. I also want to introduce myself to you. I am Beth Hanner, and I am live in here in the PZTV studio. I'm live Monday through Friday, usually about 12 to 2 or so, 12 to 1:30, and we talk about headache-friendly fragrances, and then all kinds of good stuff that we have here at Pink Zebra Home. So that is exactly who we are. So we are a home fragrance company. I never liked lavender until I found Pink Zebra. How about that? I love that. All right, that's good. So Lavender Air Care Plus was a vault return that made a short appearance on Thursday. If you were lucky enough to get it, it was a return to the vault, but again, it sold out pretty quickly, Sue, unfortunately. But we are still going to talk about it because it is part of the lavender family, obviously. All right, so lots of good stuff. Today, though, the bread and butter of the company is the sprinkles. So that is the focus for today's live. I'll tell you what, let me see here. I do have my phone back here. If y'all just
This is 50 seconds.
You think it'll a quick fist? Okay.
Wi-Fi.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Let's see here. Hi. Good to see everybody up in here. We are already getting ready and getting going. So like I said, they're linking up Facebook for me so that we can get started. There we go. I see you on Facebook. Okay. So it looks like I've got a lot of people over here making fried mushrooms, Savannah. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. Hi, Heidi. Hi, Michael. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Daisy. Hi, Paul. Hi, Stephanie. Yes, lots of educational stuff.
Beautiful.
Yes, awesome. Fantastic. I can give you your phone back.
Thank you.
All right. Hi, Denise. Yes, yes. You guys are saying all kinds of stuff about lavender. That's what we're going to focus on today. Good. Good, good, good. All right. Lots of good stuff. All right. Hi, Dawn. Good to see you. Hi, Kathy. Good to see you too. Hopefully you all had a great weekend. We are in business now. We're rocking and rolling across all platforms. So as you are, hi, Karen, tuning in, let me know where you're tuning in from. Today's focus is lavender. And like I was saying, we're going to talk about it and really what it means. We're going to take it and really pick it apart throughout the week. What I want you guys to really take from this and from these educational shows is that, Pink Seabird does use certain scent fragrances, but there is a reason behind why we use what we do, right? And so Friday, I actually have an expert coming out to come on to talk a little bit more about that in great detail. So this warmer is actually not, this is hydrangea. Very, very pretty. But everything that I'm going to be talking about today, it is already pinned up on pinkseabirhome.com. So if you do head over there, you can watch and shop while you're tuning in and that sort of thing. All right. So let's talk about, I did see a few people commenting about how it calms and it relaxes you. I did a ton of research on this just so y'all would know. Definitely love to talk on this. Okay, so the first things, I'm going to look over my shoulder. I actually have a board that I'll probably share a little bit later with y'all just so you kind of have what it was the research that I did and so forth. But let's talk about the origin and then the history behind lavender. I had no idea that lavender actually was as old as it was. Right, so ancient roots, right? Here's a fun fact for you. And I want you guys to chime in as you guys are watching. Please chime in if you have something extra to say too. But ancient roots. So lavender originates from the Mediterranean region and it dates back over 25 years ago. Isn't 2,500, sorry. I left out a couple zeros. 2,500 years ago. Isn't that crazy? It's been around that long, right? So lavender has been around a really, really long time. And so they were using it back when, with Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth used to scent her clothing with it. And it was actually more of a symbol of royalty and luxury at that time, right? So it's very much a very luxurious fragrance. If you're familiar with the scent, it does evoke sense of calm. It's just an overall wellness. There's a lot of people that use it in spas, you see it. So it's been used in multiple ways, and we'll probably do a lot of digging as we go. But I wanted you guys to understand that how long we've been using lavender as a fragrance, and not just as a fragrance, but in other ways as well. Also, like you can drink lavender tea, which I didn't know, right? That's another thing too. So lots of good stuff. So keep that in mind. Lavender symbolizes royalty and luxury. Queen Elizabeth used it to scent her clothes. Okay. Fun fact. Botanical. There's a lot of botanical insights. Hi, Yolanda. Good to see you today. A lot of botanical insights. So over 45 known species of lavender, which is so crazy, right? With 450 varieties. Right? So that means that there's multiple forms of lavender that you can experience, right? Tons of forms of it. Two suggestions, and these are probably two of the most popular. You have English lavender, which is very sweet and floral. And then your second one would be a hybrid lavender, which is a really strong, intense floral. I want to say that I am pretty big into self-care. If you're somebody that's into self-care, then you know how popular lavender is in the self-care industry, right? And so I, every time that I go in for massage, right, I instantly, or if I go in for pedicure, whatever I do, I always ask for lavender because I know what it does to me. It's that sense of calm. It's that sense of well-being. It just does so much, right, for the soul. And so I always ask, you know, can I have lavender? And so what they do, and I have the same masseuse here in Houston, does the same thing that the one in Illinois did, is if I ask for lavender essential oil, then they're going to, it's like they take their hands and they want you to, you know, to smell that before they get started, right? It takes you down a level. It's proven, you know, there's an anxiety medication that is on the market. And it is proven that there's a same component in that anti-anxiety medication. It is called phytomedicine, and it's found in an oral lavender oil preparation. Silexin was just as effective as lorazepam, right? In reducing your general anxiety symptoms. How about that, right? So many things as far as what lavender does that we probably don't have, you know, we could probably go on and on and on, which we will. We're really going to dig into this, right? Definitely aromatherapy, right? Inhalation of lavender, which is what I just said, has been shown to reduce anxiety in dental patients, ICU patients, and students before exams. I have a very, very good friend that is she is a special needs, special education teacher, and she does lavender in her classroom, right? Because it's really good for the students and it takes them down, you know, a notch and so forth. So lots of questions, lots of comments already. Lavender, let's see. Lavender is an automatic relax spa vibe and feel. So no, I'm trying to not tease y'all. I apologize for this. Lavender air care, just so we know, it made a very quick appearance on Thursday. It is not back in stock. I'm going to do some blends with it after a while because it does have a lot of cool components to it. So I'm not trying to tease or any of that. I'm just here to talk about lavender today. So it's not available. Don't shoot the messenger because that's me, right? Okay. So lots of good stuff. And I don't have an answer. It was a quick vault return. It is not available right now. If it would make it better, I can move it down so we're not focused on it just now. Definitely. So yes, it was available for a very short amount of time. More the reason to get on pretty quickly and order, right? Whenever it goes. My son uses it in his room to sleep. Yes, it does. It helps. It helps us so much, right? So many, I'm going to give you guys facts on it all week. Like I said too, you know, it goes back 2,500 years, which is pretty incredible, really. Your botanical background, this is your intro to lavender, is lavender or lavandula, right? I think I said that right. It's part of the mint family. And I would never have thought that. Originally native to the Mediterranean region, right? Including areas of France, Italy, Spain, and Greece, right? It derived from the Latin word lavare, meaning to wash, due to its historical use in bathing rituals and cleaning. I know it makes me feel good whenever I smell it. It's definitely one of those must-have fragrances if you're looking to take it down a level, definitely. Let's see here. My mom passed over 20 years ago and took her lavender from her garden and put it in mine. Yeah, you know, I was at a function, or like I was at a a festival a couple years ago where I was set up with a lady that works on a lavender farm, and they grow it. And, you know, I did get to learn a lot about lavender and the benefits of lavender that day that I was set up with her at a festival. It was so cool because I got to know, like, there were so many different types that she talked about. And it is like lavender farms are, they're definitely pretty cool, right? You went to France and the lavender smell was amazing. Yes, I know. It was so good. Such a good one. So it definitely is. It's a fantastic. So really what I want you to take from this week, as far as education purposes, are the ways that we use lavender. And I'm going to go into like more detail through, like I said, throughout the week, and so forth. And in addition to that piece, this week we are celebrating moms, right? So here we are tapping at the door of Mother's Day. Cough, cough, guys, in case you were forgetting, it's Mother's Day in less than 2 weeks, right? I don't even know how that's possible, but here we are. We are on the cusp of Mother's Day. So, mothers need, when you think about as a mom, okay, let me ask you guys this. As a mom, what do you need in your life more than anything? I know my answer, right? But think about things that you need in your life as a mom, what you would appreciate, right? We all appreciate certain things, right? What you need the most. And as we kind of go throughout the week, we're going to weave in some of these benefits to using lavender, and then the different ways that we can use it here at Pink Zebra Home, right? Because we want you guys to know that when you purchase a product that has this in it, that it's purposeful, right? So it smells really great, but it has purpose behind it more than just having a great fragrance and so forth. So lavender, if you have suggestions on how you use lavender or ways that it evokes memories, things that, it brings back to you, I want you to let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you and so forth. Sachet bags, people put them in sachet bags. I always think that's an interesting way to utilize the product is to, put it in I used to put those in my drawers, right? I'd put lavender in the sachet bag and then put it in a drawer with your t-shirts or your socks or whatever, and then it smells really good, all the things. History and cultural significance. I think this is a fun one. So ancient uses. Egyptians used lavender in embalming. What? Who would have thought? Romans for baths and perfumes. Okay, there's another one. And then the Greeks used it for medicinal purposes. All right. So in your medieval era, it was widely used in Europe for medicinal treatments, warding off diseases, and then scenting homes and clothing, right? Its modern popularity is particularly associated with Provence, France, famous for expansive lavender fields attracting tourists worldwide. I think there's my solution. We all just need to go to France and experience all the lavender. That's exactly right. Doesn't that sound good? I think it does. Yes. Oh, yes. I definitely need to do it. All right. You feel like my grandma had lavender potpourri? She probably did, Geraldine. I do feel like that is definitely, it was popular in potpourri, right? It was all of the things. So I have a lavender and a smell tube use it for my anxiety. Absolutely. So good. So good. I have an issue with, if you have some issues as far as that, I can't answer those on whenever I am live, but just be sure to let Pink Zebra Home know that you have those issues and we'll revisit that for sure. All right. So a few more before I kind of dive into this. Again, 45 known species of lavender with 450 varieties. Also, fragrance chemistry. Calming aroma comes from compounds like linalool, right? Okay. And linalool acetate, which have proven relaxation benefits. We all know when we smell it that it definitely does that for you, right? So I'm just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. I use Relaxed Lavender Vanilla Fabric Mist. We're going to take a day and talk on that as well. The villages in France are amazing. Angela, oh my gosh, what an experience, right? Such an experience. I love it. Okay. Also use it in anxiety and stress reduction. Like I said, with the medicine component, that it's just as effective as some of those 4 mild cases of anxiety. Obviously, if you have a major case, it may not do what you need, but it's one of those things where why not give it a shot, right? I know what it does for me. It takes me down a notch as a mom. It's a beautiful fragrance and so forth. Improved sleep quality. It improves sleep in people with insomnia and then even postpartum depression. One of those things. So many different things that lavender can do for us. And in here in front of me, I'm going to kind of pull those off the board as we dive into some of these fragrances. What I did today is I came up with a bunch of fragrances that with our sprinkles, and we're going to talk about how we use them as well, that have lavender in them, right? So if you are somebody that is looking to either eliminate stress, or just take it down a notch, you know, as you're looking for that relaxation fragrance, maybe you just like something a little softer at nighttime, then this would definitely be the live for you throughout the week. And I'm actually going to dive even deeper into some of these fragrances and mixes, because there's a lot of fragrances that you never would have thought have them, that actually complement them, right? So let's say you like lavender, you're okay with lavender, but then you're really looking more towards something that you would put in a kitchen fragrance. You know, you want maybe a hint of that. Well, then I have some lavender kitchen fragrances for you today. You know, I also have some fragrances that you would put in your bedroom that also smell as, you know, good as well, right? So let's talk about the different fragrances, and then I'm going to give you guys my blends. But first, I do want to talk about our wax sprinkles. Everybody is familiar that for the most part. If you're not familiar, let me know in the comments. These are our bread and butter of our company. This is the sprinkle, right? So Pink Zebra specializes in a soft soy wax melt that you can mix or blend to customize your own fragrance, which is what I'm going to do today, right? So, and I actually have a simmering light, a gorgeous simmering light sitting here in front of me that we're probably going to blend in today. So stay tuned for that too. But the first fragrance I want to speak on is called Lavender Gin Fizz. Definitely a fantastic fragrance that is available in a couple different formats online. So Lavender Gin Fizz has notes of citrus, lavender sprig, and nectarine. This is one of those, hi everybody, fragrances that is, in my opinion, it's a brighter lavender. It's more of a stronger, it's got the lavender sprig as your note, but it's also complementary with the citrus. So if you're somebody that is looking for more of a bright, fresh fragrance, then this would be for you. Okay, so Lavender Gin Fizz. Then I'm going to speak on Blueberry Lavender, which is refreshing blueberry, sparkling lavender, and warm sage. When I smelled this one, I feel like this is definitely a serene lavender, but it can go a couple different ways. We're going to blend it more bakery, then we're also going to blend it a little floral as well. So lots of good stuff. Probably another crowd favorite as well, Lavender Lemonade. Again, great kitchen fragrance that we're going to really kind of dive into pretty deep with it as well. Ice Lemon, Lavender, and Vanilla Cream. I want to speak on this guy only because it's fantastic. This is Lavender Air Care that made a quick reappearance on Thursday's show. For some of those of you that were lucky and fortunate enough to get it, you know how fantastic it is. Hi. Lavender Air Care Plus is a perfect mix. It's really a really very, very gorgeous lavender. I don't have here, I realized I did not pull out French lavender. That's also probably pretty similar in fragrance to this. If you're somebody that is looking for the Lavender Air Care, since it is sold out, that would be a great suggestion. Oh, thank you. I didn't know that you had that.
That's not personal.
French lavender. All right, lavender, white oud, and chamomile, right? So definitely another fantastic lavender. So this is available, I believe, in a bag of sprinkles online as well. So French lavender. I didn't do any blends with it today because I didn't have any of it handy. So until now. So hi, how's everybody doing over on the Tiki Talk? If you're just tuning in, we are talking about lavender and the benefits to lavender. I gave a ton of benefits just now. Hi, Cindy. All of the things. There's so many benefits to using lavender, and we are truly embracing moms here. The first part of this is the end of April. I can't even believe it. Beginning of May. So we wanted to start off strong with lavender and how it helps. We're really focused on moms, right? So, but dads can use lavender as well. But how, you know, as a mother, we would utilize this fragrance in our spaces and the multiple ways that we can use it, right? There was so much research. There was a lot of research that really had to take place prior, and I couldn't believe some of it that I was finding out. Just fun facts about lavender, right? So when you guys purchase, I'm missing Twinkling Lavender. Okay. I didn't realize I missed that one. When you purchase Pink Zebra products. Like I said, it's more than just appreciating a good solid fragrance. This is really truly, what does it do for me and why? Why do I need this? Like sometimes, like I had no idea that, oh my gosh, if I put this in, then it increases my mood 10 times or whatever the case is. So that's kind of where we're coming from this week, embracing moms and how we can use our products and so forth, right? So lavender vanilla, next fragrance I want to speak on, fantastic, right? So relaxed lavender vanilla has notes of lavender blossom, creamy vanilla, and then white woods. Definitely a fantastic fragrance. For those of you that love vanilla and love everything that vanilla encompasses, true lavender. Okay, so I must have forgot. They said I forgot true lavender. I guess did I have true lavender? Oh, I didn't even realize I didn't grab true lavender. Okay, so there's a lot of lavenders that I don't even have here yet, that I haven't spoken on. So definitely take a look at the website. I guess I didn't realize that I missed those. So, all right, what's up? How's everybody doing today? Love it. Love it. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When I was in college, I was told by my psychology teacher
Mm-hmm.
that if you study, when you're studying for an exam and you have lavender going,
Yes.
that when you go to take the exam and you put lavender on like lotion, that it will trigger the memory of your studying. So
triggers memories and so forth. That's fantastic. Thank you. Fantastic. So it triggers memories. Nicole's just saying that she learned in college that when she uses it, that it actually triggers her memory. So her college professor told her that. So who would have thought? Another way that we utilize lavender. Definitely so fantastic. Lavender blossom, creamy vanilla, and white woods, and relaxed lavender vanilla. There's a lot of formats in this one. This is our most probably our most purchased lavender. If you're looking for a lavender to use across the board, probably hands down the most purchased lavender fragrance that we have. I like this one a lot because I love vanilla. And here's a fun fact about mixing in vanilla with lavender. Well, it's a good blend in general, but we're going to really dive into vanilla probably I think next month. I think vanilla is next month, and talk about the different kinds of vanillas. I'm really excited about that one because that's one of my favorite fragrance notes. So we have a lot coming down the pipeline, and in fact, there might be something that we do this week that would make you think outside the box. Like you're like, okay, well, I may not want to use it in that format, but I might like it in another format that Peach Zebra, offers and so forth. So just keep an open mind as we talk about lavender, because I had an open mind and I couldn't believe how many different ways that we could actually utilize our products, right? So relaxed lavender vanilla, lavender blossom, creamy vanilla, and white woods. Definitely a fantastic fragrance for those of you that know it and love it. Monica says over on the Book of Faces, twinkling lavender, I warm when I have congestion. Not sure why, but it makes me feel better. Absolutely. Oh, French vanilla. Yeah, that's a really pretty one. So let's see here. Okay. All right. Definitely have to do that. So, all right. So next fragrance that I'm actually going to take you and spin you for a loop on. I was going to do this a little later, but I'm going to go ahead and introduce this now. This made a reappearance on the Vault Show. So again, in a sprinkle format, baby powder. Okay. So babies, if you know anything about babies, sometimes they could just be fussy for no reason. Again, right. Moms need relaxation for them. They also need it for babies. So baby powder actually has a lot of lavender in it. Who would have thought, right? So baby powder takes you down, baby powder in general, our baby powder fragrance. And if you haven't smelled this before, this is a really pretty fragrance. It's a gorgeous bedroom scent. So again, something that's going to take you down a notch, right? Definitely take you down a notch, take you down a level and so forth, right? And then final fragrance is coconut and cotton. Very, very pretty fragrance. Love it a lot. So front note is vanilla coconut. Second note is cotton, followed up with herbal lavender. Very fantastic all the way across the board. I love this fragrance for so many reasons. This is probably one of the most serene fragrances that we have when it comes to lavender, in my opinion. And what I always find shocking is that this said fragrance, it's not even written in the description. So when you smell it, you smell the tail end of that, and it's a herbal lavender, so coconut and cotton. So we're going to take what I have in front of me, and we're going to talk about recipes and ways that we can utilize lavender and all the things, right? So again, remember we have our simmering light here. I've had a few comments on this said simmering light and how you would use it in your space. So I want to talk about it for a second. This is the blue hydrangea. This made its first appearance on last month, I believe. Or maybe it might have been the first of this month, actually. It made its appearance, and it is absolutely stunning. This is what we call a simmering light. So this is actually the vessel that's going to heat the wax, right? So I'm gonna talk about it for a second. So in case you're new, I don't know if I have anyone that is new, that is just tuning in, that's never seen Pink Zebra before. If that's you, let me know in the comments, because I just want to talk to you a little bit about our amazing company. And again, as always, if you're not following us across all platforms, I know, yes, Tara, then definitely ask away, right? Good stuff. All right. Okay, so let's start off with our first recipe. And I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 recipes today. No recipe boards, so you guys are gonna need to actually write these down. Pink Zebra Home will try their best to what word am I looking for? To put in the comments. And so forth. We're going to start off with two really good recipes. I actually popped these lids today so that you guys could see what I was talking about. So the first recipe I'm going to give you is called Nighttime Bath. And this is a great way for you. Hi, Debbie. Debbie is new over on TikTok. Welcome, Debbie. Good to have you today. This is a great way for you to learn how to blend. That's exactly what we're going to do now. So we always talk about sprinkles and them being the best part of Pink Zebra is that you have the ability to customize. So here I'm going to give you a recipe called Nighttime Bath, right? I want you guys to keep in mind that the safest product that we have to utilize in children's rooms would be the sprinkle, okay? So what I'm going to give you, so I want you to think as a mom, if I were to utilize this recipe, which is called Nighttime Bath, I could put this in my kids' room, right? I could purchase them a simmer pot or a gorgeous simmering light, and I could use this as a way to take them down, if they're up here, to take them down a level before they go to bed, right? Or maybe you're doing some nighttime, like a reading with mom, like you're reading some books and you want them to take it down. Maybe you put this in your simmer pot and it simmers down right before they're getting ready to go into bed. So I want you to keep that in mind. You know, Pink Zebra also prides himself on being headache friendly, and so forth. So what that means is that what we put into our products isn't headache inducing, right? So this would be one of those. You joined Cassie. Well, welcome. Good to see you. All right. Okay. So definitely 2 different fragrances in this said scent. This is called Nighttime Bath. I do remember, and some of you, I'm sure that this is still available because we haven't even talked about bath, but this jarred my memory. My children, I used to love to give them baths at nighttime with the lavender. Can you zoom out a little so we can see the kids? I don't have any kids. Do you mean lids? Oh, lids. I can probably, or I could probably come in, Relax Lavender Vanilla. I have to keep it where it's at so that in case I needed to push a button, but I'm happy to show you the baby powder and Relax Lavender Vanilla. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So there's 2 different scents in this said scent. So like I said, if in case I'm, maybe I'm reading a book, but my children, that's where I was going with that. I used to love to use lavender on them, and I felt like it really benefited using, a lavender scented lotion, a lavender scented wash, whatever the case is, and so forth. So thank you. Good stuff. Awesome. Oh, this is such a pretty fragrance. I love it. Going back to lavender, more Mountain Air. Yes, it did have lavender in it. And Driftwood Shores have lavender. Yes. Mountain Air needs to come back. Yolanda, I have to send that into ideas and feedback. Definitely. That was a good one for sure. Yes. So this is called Nighttime Bath. I named it, like I said, I used to love to use lavender lotion on the boys. I have 2 boys, but I still use lavender lotion. They just smelled extra yummy at nighttime because I felt like it helped them sleep, right? And as a mom, it's better when our children sleep because then that means we sleep, right? Right? Can I get a hallelujah? I purchased 2 baby powders this morning. Angela, you're going to love it. It's so good. Fun fact, if you do place an order today on pinkzebra.com, then you have a really good chance of getting one of these bags. So this says Nighttime Bath, and it has what is in the fragrances that are in that said recipe. And I'm going to put this in my basket because I have a whole bunch of those that are going to go in orders today. So how fun is that, right? I think it's fun. You guys think it's fun. We all think. Yes. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm not missing any comments. Let me go back over on the Book of Faces. I just found an old recipe called Afternoon Nap, Sherry says. Relaxed lavender, vanilla, and flannel blanket. That's, chef's kiss. Very, very good. Love it. Love it. Definitely. Yes. Looks like I got one person agreeing with me that when they sleep, we sleep. Trisha says, right. All right. Second fragrance that we're going to pull in. This was a fun one that I did. This is coconut and cotton. So remember I told you I had some certain fragrances that have lavender that you would kind of take you by surprise. This is one of those said fragrances. So this is coconut and cotton. Again, I introduced this at the beginning. So you have vanilla, coconut, cotton, and then herbal lavender. And we're going to mix in a little bit of that relaxed lavender vanilla, right? Such a fantastic. So I am calling this Monday because it's Monday Refresh. Monday Refresh. So my 6-year-old is loving the Cali Boy lotion spray. Not lavender related, but side note, go get some Cali Boy lotion spray. That is so cute, Kim. I love it. I use the end of my Blue Lotus lotion spray. You know, we're going to talk on lotion spray too and how fantastic it is a little bit later this week. Lots of exciting stuff happening here at Pink Zebra Home. We love to give you guys education, you know, on what it is that you're truly purchasing and why, right? Sometimes, you know, I will say that some of the scents, you know, it might just be because they smell good, but then that's an instant mood booster, right? But lavender has purpose. So if you take anything from this live, is that there are multiple ways to use lavender and multiple formats that Pink Zebra has available as well, right? So I would probably put this one, I think this could go in any room. This would be really good in an office. Maybe I'll put this in my office because it is, it's got 2 fragrances that complement really well. Again, Monday Refresh, Relaxed Lavender Vanilla, and then this is Coconut and Cotton. All right, so I love coconut. Coconut is so fantastic, but what I think this actual recipe does is I wanted to create something that, again, would pull the vanilla. The vanilla is actually in both of them while also complementing the lavender that is in both of them as well. Good stuff. All right, so we're going to add in a couple scoops of the Relaxed Lavender Vanilla and a couple scoops of Coconut and Cotton. And again, this is called Monday Refresh. Where would you guys put something like this? And maybe answer that question first part, and then second part, do you feel that you utilize certain fragrances in certain spaces and why? I'm curious to know because I fully feel that certain fragrances belong in my kitchen, and I feel like certain fragrances belong in my bathroom and so forth. And there are also certain products that I use in all of the things. So just out of curiosity. So, all right. Are we having problems on the TikTok? If you are, we are having problems on the TikTok. Okay, I'm frozen. Can you not see me anymore? You lost me. Okay, that's strange. I froze. Am I still frozen on TikTok? Gosh darn it. Okay. I'm frozen on TikTok. I don't know why. Hold tight. Hold tight. We're going to get it. Definitely. Frozen on TikTok. Okay. Hang tight. We're going to get it here in just a second. While we're on that, it looks like we are good on pinkzebrahome.com. Hang tight. We're going to get it. Also on the Book of Faces, Miss Jen, it says that she definitely uses different fragrances in both the bedroom and the hallway. So she likes it from different levels. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on there because it looks fine on my end, which is so strange.
Yeah, I really feel like we need to end this and go back in on TikTok.
Okay.
It did pause it, so they don't even see you.
Okay. All right. So we'll end it. We're gonna end on. Oh wait, it's back. It's back. Is it good now?
Let me check my phone.
Hold tight.
Yeah, she popped back.
Okay, good. Sorry about that. I don't know what's happening. Maybe just a TikTok glitch today. Good now. All right. So what did you guys miss? Do I need to rehash? It's good now. Monday refresh. Oh, I was just asking, do you use certain scents in your spaces? Do you feel like you gravitate towards a certain area, like a certain scent category, and why? And what does it do for you? It's TikTok today. Yolanda says it's TikTok today. Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. I was talking about my office. I would have used that fragrance that I just did in my office, right? Because it has that, serene effect on me and my space, right? I would not put something, I would be leery to put something really loud in my workspace. I feel like I'm somebody that is, I have a lot of smells going on in here in general. But when it comes to my actual office, I like things that make me happy, right? They encourage your mood, right? They lift you up. But this lavender fragrance that I just mixed up, I definitely would use that in there because, like I said, it's going to take me down a notch. And let's just be real. Sometimes I have to be taken down a notch. Did you guys know that? You like calming at home? Yes. Comforting scents in the bedroom. Yeah. I can't wait for you guys to see what we have coming down the pipeline. I was using something this weekend in my bedroom, and I'm in love. I am so much in love. Heidi says, I always have something in the kitchen, but I totally separate in the living room, and then the one that transitions good from living room to kitchen in the middle where my office is through the kitchen. So her spaces, she does do that. Okay, definitely. And I mix and blend for my home based on how my mood is. Absolutely. And I think that we all have different, that's fair enough, right? Right. It's fair enough because you have different moods based on different situations, right? I want to read you a little bit more, and I'll probably revisit this throughout the week just so we all kind of, get our lavender on this week. What did I warm? I just put in coconut and cotton and relaxed lavender vanilla amber. Really pretty fragrance. Definitely really nice. All right. So we talked about the anxiety and stress reduction piece, which I think is really good. Also, we know improved sleep quality, improves your sleep in people with insomnia and postpartum depression, makes us feel probably more rested. It actually increases, this is lavender, by the way, increases your slow wave sleep restorative to your sleep cycle. So it's basically going to help you with that deeper sleep level. Also, this is really fun fact. Okay, so we don't have a topical cream here that you use on your face. Now we do have a lotion spray we're going to talk about later on this week, but it's wound healing, right? Lavender is wound healing. So it helps with cuts and burns, also acne and skin health, right? Who would have thought? Definitely such a fun, pain relief, migraine relief as well, including pain management. So if you're somebody that suffers from migraines, I said at the very beginning, our products are non-headache inducing, right? So then it's going to help you with migraines, right? If you, and so forth, right? Awesome, good stuff. All right. Awesome, Debbie. I did an order, she says. That's wonderful. Hi, Carmen. How are you doing today? Good to see you. What did you order, Debbie? Let us know in the comments. Would love to hear from you. You have a hard time sleeping. Yes. And I love to put stuff on my sheets. Like I love to spray. We have a product that I'm going to share with you that I like to use a little bit later in the week. That it helps you relax, right? It helps you. I like to spray my bed sheets. I don't know. I put them through the wash. I just did this, and then there's just something to be said about getting into freshly washed sheets that have that scent of lavender on them. It's just that extra level of care, right? All right, next recipe, speaking of care, we're going to do another one with coconut and cotton right here. And I'm going to pull in another fantastic fragrance. This is called Blueberry Lavender, right? So coconut and cotton, blueberry lavender. And then I'm going to grab that fantastic fragrance, Baby Powder, right? So I have these 3 fragrances. I know that we can't all see over on the TikTok. So what I have here in front of me is, this is coconut and cotton, baby powder, and then blueberry lavender. I am calling this one Powder Room, right? This is called the Powder Room. Okay. Good stuff. Amber says she placed an order too. Wonderful. Amber, that's exciting. So hopefully y'all have a good chance at getting, one of those bags today. You never know when it might show up in your order. You just never know. Never know. I'm going to be doing extras. Of course, I always love it whenever you guys receive those. In case you are never, you are not in the know, every time I'm live like this, I do blends and such. This is called the Powder Room. So this is a really pretty fragrance. This has got a lot of good stuff in here. So we've got coconut and cotton, blueberry lavender, and baby powder. All 3 fantastic. Right. You had to get yourself some lavender. See? All right. It's like we didn't even know, right? Like, that's why I'm telling you, we're all in the know now on what we need. So, where would I put this one? This is called Powder Room. I would probably put this in a bathroom. Maybe in a, I could see this going into a kids room as well. I tell you what, we didn't even talk about. And I think it's okay for them to be elevated too. But what if you had like a toy room? Like a kid's, not necessarily just your child's room. Like we have a game room, a large game room. And, sometimes maybe I want that relaxation vibe to go through all there. Maybe you put that in your kids' game room, or you put lavender in there, or wherever it might be. Just trying to give you guys ideas on where you can utilize lavender and why, right? Let's see here. Here was another one on pain. There was a mouse study done, and it was proven that from that study, they used the lavender in the study, and that it actually eliminated and protected them against stress, right? So definitely need that. And then the last thing, fun fact, is neuroprotective and cognitive effects. The human potential, basically, this was still being studied, but there's a promising, it's proven to have a promise in the land of Alzheimer's. The use of lavender, and they're still testing it and so forth, but it's been shown to actually, I'm not going to say eliminate those facts, but I'm assuming probably it's a calming effect on Alzheimer's patients, right? So there's just so many benefits to utilizing this amazing fragrance that I think that we never would have thought, outside of just it smelling wonderful, because it absolutely smells wonderful. And I got to tell you, in a lot of these fragrances that we've rolled out, you would be surprised how many of them, it may not be listed. What I did was I pulled the fragrances that were actually listed, the fragrance notes, but after being working here for over a year now, I've learned that a lot of times things like lavender are in certain fragrances that are what we would consider maybe a wellness fragrance, and we didn't even know. You just placed an order, Kim? What did you order? I would love to hear what you guys are ordering. What is it that you're ordering and why? Tell me that. And then tell me, if you have any other suggestions on how you use lavender, let me know in the comments. I want to hear from you guys. Powder Room, coconut and cotton, blueberry lavender, and baby powder. And I have to take a drink break. So, because I get to talking and then I need to drink water, right? Let's see here. She got baby powder and soothing. It looks like we're answering questions here. Thank you for the shares. Would love and appreciate a follow as well if you are not following us wherever you're tuning in from. I love it how some of you are suggesting on the Book of Faces that, you do a certain scent in the bedroom and then you carry another scent through the kitchen and so forth and whatever. I think that's so cool. And it is always, we do encourage you to switch out your fragrances. Hey, Shannon, good afternoon to you too. It's so important to switch out your fragrances so that it keeps your fresh, the idea is fresh and you're feeling fresh. And then, you do get used to a certain fragrance in a certain space. So just always keep that in mind. This next one I'm really excited about. This is a kitchen fragrance. All right. So I'm going to give you a good kitchen blend here. We're going to start off with lavender lemonade, right? And then I'm going to pull one of my absolute, well, two favorites from like way back when, not whenever it launched, not too long ago. Citrus jasmine, right? So lavender lemonade, citrus jasmine. Citrus jasmine has notes of mandarin, bergamot, and jasmine. If I were to tell you one thing that I use the most in my kitchen space, it would be citrus. It gives me all of the fresh vibes. So this is citrus jasmine. Love, love, love this fragrance. Lavender lemonade, notes of iced lemon, lavender, and vanilla cream. And we're going to complement that with some amaretto. Did I not bring it in here? Shoot. All right, amaretto cream. I thought I had it. Okay, so I'm going to give you the recipe because I didn't bring it in here. Shoot. So this recipe is citrus jasmine, lavender lemonade, and amaretto cream. This is called citrus cream. Great kitchen fragrance. Utilizing this one would be, I would do it in a citrus jasmine is really good. All right, so it was a fleeting thought. I wrote it down and then I didn't bring it here, which is no worries. So I'm going to make that whenever we're not live or whatever, but I can tell you, I promise you that this is a wonderful blend. We could actually we'll do this. Let's just blend the two of these. We'll have some fun. So this is a bonus recipe. We'll do lavender lemonade and citrus jasmine. So lavender lemonade. I want to show you this. This is going to take, we're going to take the cream component out of this, which adds kind of like the kitchen bakery slash. Yes, Pink Zebra Home has me going. This gives me more of a fruity, clean house vibe. And I think the kitchen's probably you need the kitchen to be the most clean, right? I mean, at least I do anyways. So lavender lemonade, right? And citrus jasmine. All right. So, and then I'm going to tell you guys a funny story. You can laugh at me here in just a second. All right. So we're going to blend the two of these together and just see what happens. How about lavender gin and lavender lemonade? You could do that too, Cindy. We could definitely. What you could replace with the citrus jasmine. I would add gin. I would add in some lemon, maybe simply lemon. I even think juicy orange air care would be wonderful with it, but any form of citrus would be fantastic in this blend. As a suggestion, lavender gin fizz would be wonderful with it. I have that here, right here. I could blend in that with it. This lavender lemonade is a very, very bright fragrance, and I think these are two bright fragrances that actually work really well together. Throw in some amaretto cream, and then you have that creamy fragrance. I was calling it citrus cream. Citrus cream. Lavender lemonade and vanilla sage. Woo! I bet that is good. Hey, Jill. Lavender lemonade and amaretto was one of the first blends that you got from me. Well, see, there you go. Yay. And it's because I didn't have citrus jasmine to throw into it, Jill. It is a good blend. Yes. Speaking of things that need relaxation, so I was telling you, over the weekend, you guys can laugh at me. All of my experiences in Texas have been, they've definitely been extreme. From the weather to the hurricane to the bugs to all the things, and I giggle. I love it truly. I truly have embraced it as to the greatest extent. However, this weekend, we you know how it is when you're making a grocery list, right? And so here moms, right, for you. I'm making my HEB, which is our local grocery store. I'm making my grocery list. And I'm going through, well, I got to go to the garage to check to see if we had milk, right? So I go out to the garage because that's where we keep our extra gallon of milk, if we have it, right? And lo and behold, on the garage door is the brightest, and I had opened it up and then I shut the door and there he was the brightest neon green lizard. He was about every bit of 6 inches long that I had ever seen in my entire life. And I have seen several lizards down here. But I will tell you that if you would have been a witness to this situation, to this whole situation, like I said, it was extreme. You too would have had a good laugh and needed some lavender to take you down a notch. He was just hanging out on the garage fridge, right? Because that's what you do. Gosh darn it. I think it's all in how you handle it, isn't it? You saw my post. I know. He scared me to death, man. He did. Lots of good stuff. All right. So this next one is more of a kitchen fragrance that I'm going to give you. So anyways, in case you're wondering, yes, lavender, I could have used some lavender on Saturday for sure. I could use it. Yes, he could. Maybe the lizard could have used the lavender. Absolutely, he could have. Yes, definitely. Oh, I know. No, we're not doing sneak peeks today. No show this week. We are just talking about the benefits of the lavender crystal. You've missed out on some of the fun facts. So right now I'm going to do a fun one. This is more of a kitchen bakery. I'm calling this Floral Sparkle. If you think that name is lame, you will not hurt me. You have a wonderful afternoon too. Yeah, we don't see lizards in Illinois. I know we don't have them in Illinois. Then we definitely have them here in Texas. All right. Fun way to utilize lavender. Okay. So like I said, full on kitchen fragrance, you guys. This is pulling the blueberry note with the complement of the lavender out in this. This is a perfect example of how you could utilize lavender, but in maybe a lesser manner or a non-floral manner, if that makes sense. So this is blueberry waffles, right? So this is a gorgeous fragrance with sweet waffles, vanilla sugar, and blueberries at the tail end of it. Definitely a fantastic fragrance. And I'm going to mix in a little bit of this blueberry lavender with it. Wonderful fragrance, definitely. Let's see. Can you show how you have a popsicle stick? It's just, the lid is just stuck to the popsicle stick just so that you guys could see. It's just taped to the back. Yes, definitely wonderful. Yes. So... You left, Lynn, we don't check messages on our page on TikTok. So you're best to send an email to customer service if you have some questions. I just didn't want you to think that we did. We don't check those messages, unfortunately. So how about, okay, looks like we're getting some suggestions on how to use it. So yeah, I could have used it over the weekend. It was definitely a lizard on the garage door fridge. This mama needed some lavender after that situation. All right. So we're going to talk about that lavender gin fizz, and I'm going to give you another one. Now, this fragrance that I'm going to give you, let's see, that's not the one I wanted. Okay, so this is, this does not have a name. So this is a non-named fragrance. So this is one that y'all would have to name. I'm going to grab up Relax Lavender Vanilla, right? And then I'm going to take you down another rabbit hole. We're going to do, this is another relaxing fragrance. I would say this one is going to be more geared towards either a bathroom, bedroom fragrance. If you're somebody that wants a serene fragrance in a bedroom, this would be right up your alley, right? So I have Relax Lavender Vanilla, and then I'm going to pull Herbal Zen, which is a wonderful fragrance of lemon, olive, and sage, right? And then third fragrance that I'm going to pull is Salt Mist and Neroli. All right, so this one, again, available right now, I believe, in a bag of sprinkles. Available in a bag of sprinkles, not a carton. So Salt Mist and Neroli has notes of orange flower, sea salt, and vanilla woods. Another serene fragrance. This is gonna, I already know that I don't have a name for it, but this is gonna be absolutely incredible. Another idea for those of you that want to use lavender and its benefits, and then maybe not overly, maybe not so where it overtakes the entire recipe. If you don't have any lavender, Kim, we have been talking about that in sprinkles. There's so many different fragrances that are available. If you head over or where you're watching from, you should be able to see all the ones that I'm talking about today. Definitely have to snag you some lavender fragrances. Lots of fun ideas for them. And, you know, if you missed the beginning, just FYI, I kind of gave a whole bunch of a down low on lavender and what we use it for. It's definitely wonderful. Shannon says I do Herbal Zen and Relax, and I call it positive vibes only. It would work with the Salt Mist and Neroli too. Okay, so I'm excited. So Shannon just does the two of these, which is absolutely wonderful, but we're going to throw in another fragrance, Salt Mist and Neroli. And again, you could call this whatever you choose. I just thought it would smell really, really good together. So I took it another level and threw it Beautiful Dreams. That's a nice name. I love it. Yes, definitely. Use a sea salt and vanilla if you don't have the other one. Yeah. Which one are you thinking of? The Salt Mist you don't have? You could, I think. You could just try it. That's the beautiful thing with Pink Zebra is that you have the ability to customize your own fragrance. I love, this is a really good serene recipe though. Make this one. This is awesome. And I don't have a name for it. So if you get it, You're getting it just like that. No name. That's a no-namer. All right. We could do lots with this Herbal Zen, though, because it's definitely a really good fragrance. And again, whatever you blend, like I just blended the blueberry lavender and the blueberry waffles. That's going to give it that pop of lavender, but it's also going to give me more bakery vibes, right? So when I put that into my space, then what was the name of the blueberry blend? I think I called it Floral Sparkle. Floral Sparkle. I didn't go out of the box very far on that one, did I? All right. Let's see here. What else do I have? I have coconut and cotton. I've got a couple more that we're gonna do for you. And again, I don't want you to shoot the messenger here. I am gonna talk about this lavender air care because it did make a return. Somebody is gonna get a bag of it mixed with some coconut and cotton. This is I'm calling this Sleep Tight. So if you don't have this lavender air care plus, then you could use any of the other lavenders that I've already used. It would be really great. Probably with that French lavender, I think would be really perfect with it. Just to give you suggestions. Hold on, let's see here. Which of these objects has pages? I think it's that one. All right, hold on. Let's see. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so we're gonna mix in the two of these together. Again, this is the blueberry or the lavender air care plus. If you don't have lavender air care plus, then mix in a little bit of the French lavender would be perfect with it. Twinkling lavender would be perfect with it. And then we're throwing in this actual recipe is with coconut and cotton, which has hints of lavender as well. So definitely a must-have. I'm not doing this to tease the fact that it's gone. I'm doing it because it is a lavender fragrance, and that's the focus. It made a very quick appearance on the Vault Show, and it definitely it's gone, unfortunately. However, there are so many other lavenders that are out there and available, so hopefully you guys could grab one of those as well. All right. Yeah, that's spot on. All right, best part about this exact fragrance, your replacement could be the French lavender for it. And then what I would do with it is you could also throw in a little bit of Air Care Plus, which is a nice fragrance that would add that air care, the odor eliminating technology. Lavender, like I got a lid on a stick. Lavender air care. What is nice about this fragrance is that it has the odor eliminating technology, the Air Care Plus line. Which means it removes the malodors. So not only is it going to give you that serene experience in lavender, it's going to actually take away the stink, right? Definitely. Take away anything that you don't want to smell. Maybe fish. What is it again? It was lavender air care and coconut and cotton. All kinds of good stuff. All right. So we're going to take that and set that aside for now. So I do have... Let me see here. let me make sure I didn't forget anything else. I have a couple more that we're going to do later. Is there anything that you guys want to see, want me to blend, want to talk about? I just want to make sure we don't leave anything out. We definitely are, when it comes to Vault fragrances, I just want everybody to keep in mind that those are always while supplies last. I guess you guys can't see that, can you? If I move it over that way, maybe we can move it a little bit closer. They're always while supplies last and so forth. So just to keep in mind and all that. So this week's focus is on mothers. The whole month of May is on Mother's Day. We have a lot of exciting stuff coming down the pipeline for you guys for the month of May. Definitely a wonderful month to tune in to Pink Zebra. To definitely every time that I am live, we're going to be talking about lavender this week, and then we've got other fragrance notes that we're going to also introduce next week as well. But I did speak on how awesome lavender is and how it has so many different benefits. Sleep study done, across multiple sleep studies. There was one that was published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine, found that lavender aromatherapy actually improves your sleep quality, particularly in people with mild insomnia and postpartum. Definitely lots of fun as well. There was a huge cultural significance. Romans used it for bath and perfumes. I love that. Definitely prominent in France. Provence, France, famous for expansive lavender fields. That's very popular. And like I said, we're going to be talking about different ways that us as moms can utilize this product. Today it was really definitely a day for you to experience the sprinkles in your space. So if you're somebody that is very fond of sprinkles and how they benefit, and you like the way that sprinkles use, I just gave you different recipes that you could put in your simmer pot or simmering light in order to use. All right, so first off, morning calm. Starting off the day gently. Here, I'm going to give you a couple of these at the tail end of this. I do also want to let you guys know that we are going to be doing a giveaway at some point throughout the week. This is a cute little Mother's Day simmer pot. We had a bundle that launched, and so we actually have a giveaway, so stay tuned for more on that as well. So a lot of good stuff. Can you blend lavender air care and lavender lemonade and blueberry lavender? You could. You definitely could. Lavender air care, lavender lemonade, and blueberry lavender. Yes, you could. That would be wonderful today. Let's see here. Yeah, we could interchain oud as well. All right, so morning calm. Start the day off gently. Morning shower boost. Add lavender infused body wash or soap for a calm, focused start. All right. Your benefit would be gentle aroma awakens and reduces morning stress. Mood setting diffuser. We're going to talk about this tomorrow. I believe it's tomorrow. Run a lavender diffuser or your simmering light in your kitchen or your bedroom. We already talked about that today. It prepares a peaceful atmosphere, easing for the family morning rush. And let's be real. At least at my house anyways, sometimes mornings, I don't have to deal with my 16-year-old, but my 12-year-old, it can definitely add more stress to my Monday if he doesn't get out of bed as quickly as I feel like he needs to. Okay. I'm always like, it's not a suggestion, son. It's, you need to get up. Definitely. Busy moments. We talked about your workspace, your home, your car. Definitely keeping that in there. Keep lavender hand, driving. Speaking of which, driving in Houston especially is stressful enough. I think extra lavender would probably be welcomed by everybody. I think everybody needs it down here. Let's see. Keep lavender hand cream handy, especially for moms washing their hands. So there's a lot of different ways that we can utilize it. So stay tuned with us throughout this week. We're going to be talking and entertaining lavender, and I've got a lot more up my sleeve for you, as well as the benefits of this amazing fragrance, and then how we can use it, including more ways to blend our sprinkles as well. So that is it for the first part, the first day of the kickoff to lavender. Stay tuned for more education. I love it when you guys hop on. If you love home fragrance, we are the place to be. So always tune in with us throughout the week. Is the dish soap really foamy? It is a fantastic product. It works very well. So we're going to be introducing all the products that we have lavender and the benefits, and do some extra special things for moms, because we are 2 weeks away from Mother's Day, and that's who we're celebrating this month. Thank you so much for joining in, and I will see you guys tomorrow, 12 p.m. Central. Bye.